Hey there! Welcome to the show where ex-evangelicals watch and talk about TV shows and movies.
The ones we weren't allowed to watch as kids because, Satan and stuff.
I'm
Satan!
D- Oh shit, the devil. I'm Donovan.
And I'm Zach, and Jesus stole our movies. So let's go and find a very, very poorly named protagonist, put him through a portal to another world, and make one of the worst Conan the Barbarian cash-ins ever, and hopefully avoid all the creepy sex slave stuff. And get this movie back.
Oh God.
You're never gonna get it. You're never gonna get it.
The only thing that I'll make a legitimate guess. Is it that John something of Mars?
No, that's a very, 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 very good guess, but it's not the right movie.
I'm National Treasure True Book Secrets. What is it?
It is in fact Outlaw of Gore.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't gonna nope.
You're not gonna-
No, that's gonna be on the no list for me. What is it?
An Outlaw of Gore.
But what's the freaking movie about,
The
son?
movie is about what John Carter is about, just with creepy sex slave stuff.
Oh, that
If-
one doesn't avoid it.
Yes. If you I don't want to go into a multiple hour explanation of why those two things are very similar, but
Uh,
also very different. And if you wanted to know, you can always find out on our Patreon because I'll probably talk about it at some point
yeah.
because I'm going to make you watch John Carter, and I love that type of shit. Quick version is Gore is based on the Gore series by um some guy, I don't know his fucking name.
Gore.
Gor,
Okay.
because that's a naming convention apparently. Um and it is very much the same thing as John Carter of Mars because they exist in the same genre, which is Sword and Planet, which is now defunct because um, we know that there's no gravity and like air on other planets. Well, not no gravity. Obviously, there's gravity on other planets. We know there's not an atmosphere on Mars, so it kind of debunks having where it's a whole thing. See, this is what I'm talking about. But um, John Norman is the asshole who wrote Gore.
Mm.
But Edgar Rice Burroughs invented the sword and planet fiction genre with John Carter, and John Norman wrote much later in the 60s the Gore series, and it is still continuing to this day. And it is a big outlet for his really creepy bondage fantasy stuff, and it's very sexist and horrible. It's not a good indication of the genre as a whole. But they made two movies about Gore, and in fact, the first three books are like tolerable and okay, but the rest of the series descends into like him just hating women and like thinking slavery is okay, which is
Oh
fucked
shit.
up. Yeah, and John Norman, I know you're old, but on site, buddy.
Well, you know what they say, write about what you know, and if that's what he knows, that's what he's gonna write about. Uh, hey, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here. It's wonderful to see you. Yeah, I can see you. I'm looking at you right now.
Oh,
Don't be
shit.
alarmed. I'm just letting you know.
I know
Close
nothing
your
about
curtains.
this. I didn't do it. I can't see you. It's fine. You're not wearing any pants.
But yeah, we're back at it. We're together again. We had a little bit of a break where we had to do our own little thing where we sent in a tape, kind of like AFV. Funny enough, because one of the videos we watched was about AFV kind of stuff. So that's America's Funniest Home Videos for people that don't know. I was just throwing that out there.
Kids
You're not
these
cool
days don't have
enough.
that hip lingo.
Yeah. I realized as I was saying it, some people were like, AFV, what the fuck's that? Some kind of STD. But no, we're back together. We're gonna do part two of Poltergeist today, so you don't have to worry about us jumping through the hoops of like, what did the Christian parents think of this? Because we had a great little review from a 19-year-old the last time we got together to talk about it. So you can go check that one out in the last episode if you want to know what they thought of this. But how
Baddest hang in the place, baby. Adam, 19 years old. You forgot about Romans 14.
when you were writing this horror picture, you forgot about this Bible verse.
Forgot about the Bible. Ah. You big fucking baby. Get out of town.
Well,
So,
I think we're ready to jump right back into it. What do you think, sir?
I am prepared. Where? Let's get into it, shall we?
All right, so here we go. We are gonna jump back into Poltergeist.
Actually, hold on. Poltergeist. I found myself in a cave.
Help me, help me.
I just watched The Descent recently. This is a bad vibe, you guys.
I followed the light, but it led to a tiny little pinhole. I'm fucked. Well, before we jump into the movie, we figured we might want to do a little recap, and I think Zach's got us covered for that. So, what did we see last time, buddy?
Last time on Poltergeist, guys. Oh, it does it by itself. I can't do that. Last time on Poltergeist, a man irresponsibly transported beer. A child really callously disregarded the death of her bird. A mom did mom things because that's her entire description in this movie is mom stuff. Craig T. Nelson was kind of semi-attractive. That's weird. Grown-ass men were really creepy to a teenager and didn't get knives pulled on them. And they're here. And E-Buzz is the name of the dog, which is really silly. Last time on Poltergeist.
I'm glad you threw an E-Buzz's name because I would have forgot it again.
Why is the dog's name E-Buzz?
For some reason, all I kept thinking of was Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's the only other Buzz I know of besides the brother from Home Alone.
Or
And I,
Buzz Lightyear, which is still Buzz Aldrin.
right. Come on now. That's a name within a name. We get an Inception in this bitch.
Oh my God.
But now we are in the kitchen. Steven just got home from work and some creepy shit's going on with Diane and Carol Ann. So we're jumping back in right now as Diane is trying to show Steven some shit. Right? Some shit? Some poop?
Some some poop some poop. And she is trying to illustrate to him that something crazy is going on. She is stoked, dude. Like this is I think how you would behave if you saw this and weren't freaked out cuz she's
Yeah.
like this is kind of cool. She's like, "Oh, get inside before it stops working." And Craig T. Nelson's like, "Okay, whatever." And she drags him in and it's kind of a very fun scene. We're still experiencing the wonder and the happiness of idyllic suburban 80s life.
Mm.
Everybody's so shiny and fun, and
There's like
she's
a little bit
quarreling
of
with a child.
and there's like a little bit of whimsicalness to it. It's just like, oh,
Yeah,
it's like whimsy. It's like, oh, something fun is happening. It's like, oh, you don't know yet, lady. So she uh she begs him to reach back into his earlier brain when he had an open mind, and she begins to show him something. Carol Ann enters the room and explains that Mommy didn't make any dinner. And personally, I thought that Steven was about to get mad at this, but that's probably just the old trauma in my bones.
yeah, yeah.
I
Ooh.
was like, oh, here we go.
She I thought you were gonna say she starts to show him something, and then Carol Ann walks in and she stops showing him something. And Craig T. Nelson is disappointed.
He's like, get out of here, kid. God damn it. Diane places the chair in the middle of the circle in the kitchen and waits patiently. Stephen watches on in bewilderment as the chair begins to shake and then begins to slide across the room, following the arrows on the floor. When it reaches the circle across the room, Diane screams in excitement, jumping and hollering. Carol Ann yawns. As Steve goes across the room to inspect the chair, Diane straps a football helmet to Carol Ann and places her into the middle of the circle. And
It's so
as she mentions, I want Pizza Hut.
This child is just allowing herself to be manhandled into this position, like no question. She's like, okay, and your mom's puts this giant St. Louis Rams. Uh, is that who that was? I don't know football
I think
team
it was either that or the Lions or something like that.
because I think it had the curling ram horns,
Okay.
which more ram horn iconography, which is more about Satan, which means this
Yeah.
movie is the devil. And then she proceeds to Olympic curling team slide her daughter down this. This kid is just like, I want pepperoni pizza. Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
kid. Get this
Completely.
child some pizza. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Caroline quickly goes across the room to the other circle, and Diane excitedly asks Steven to come try it. The funniest part to me, though, is that like she's got this helmet on, so obviously she's tried this before, and Caroline slammed into the fucking wall. She's like, "Oh, Dad, oh, we gotta make sure we do this the safe way next time. Dad's watching."
That's the There's a different cut of times that Carol Ann has smashed bodily into the wall, and her mom is desperately trying to clean the blood off of the wallpaper behind her. She's
Right. I'd
like,
pay money to
Mommy, I can taste the color green.
I'd pay money to see deleted scenes of it just like a badly made like puppet just being slammed against the wall like with like smash cuts of her sliding and then just like a d bad dummy just poof.
There's the special effects team like testing the little floor slider thing they put her on, obviously,
Mhm.
and she's sliding underneath the set and like just flinging the dummy into the wall, just
Yep.
shattering into a million pieces. Like, oh shit, we can't put a child on this. They probably wouldn't do that nowadays. They just like CGI that shit.
Oh yeah, it'd all be CGI for sure.
It would be just too dangerous. They wouldn't let a child be eaten by a Evil Dead forest tree.
Diane excitedly asks Steven to come and try it, and he denies and explains that there's a strong he denies it, and she explains that there's a strong tickling sensation that pulls you across the room from the stomach, like there's no air, but you can still breathe. Then we smash cut to Diane
Are
and
we
huh.
are we sure that Diane is describing sliding across the floor?
Uh,
Because she's like, it's this tingle. There's this tingle that builds in you and builds into until you can't think, you feel like you can't breathe. And I'm like, Craig T, what do you do? Steven, what are you doing? Oh
oh.
my. She's been sitting on that floor for hours, just like, oh my God.
For shame, Zachary. For shame. For shame.
Where's your mom? Oh, she's in the kitchen. Ah! Oh, is she okay? Don't come in here.
Just banging up some burgers for everybody.
That's why Carol Ann slid across the floor like that.
Why's that? Why's that?
Waterfall City Jones over here, dude.
Somebody get a mop. Mom's been in the
And a
kitchen.
mop for that. Wop, wop, wop. Yeah, Megan the
Um,
Stallion's just in the back, like, yeah, she knows what's up. Shit.
they go ask their neighbor if they have had anything weird happening over there, and they're like giggling about it the whole time and laughing hysterically, and
Listen,
it's kind
itching
of
themselves
weird.
with the mosquitoes. They look like they're on crack.
Yeah, absolutely. They're like Jones and they're like giggling. He's like, got any weird dishes clanging over here? Scratch, scratch, scratch.
You got any more of that, Mr. Rogers?
In our next scene, Diana's applying chamomile lotion to all the bites that Steven's received by these mosquitoes, quote unquote. I only put that because I'm kind of like, is this the spirits starting to attack him already? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, insect presence, usually flies, is
Hmm.
co common silliness jargon for like indication of a haunting,
Yeah, right.
which
He
whatever.
said he
I don't know
says
why
so.
mosquitoes, but oh, it's
Yeah,
probably from their fucking swimming pool that has a giant puddle of standing water in it.
yeah, that too. These fucking dummies.
Like, okay, never mind. Never mind. The mystery is solved.
I feel like this movie kind of does that like a bunch where it's kind of like is like they give you like these little red herrings of like, ooh, is this supernatural? No, it's not. Of course not. That
Mhm.
would be weird. And then it's like demon out of the TV.
And then that fucking clown is there. Get the fuck out of here,
Right.
clown.
Okay, where's that? He says he's going to call someone in the morning. He says he'll call someone in the morning to come check out the house, to which she replies, Yellow Pages says furniture movers, but doesn't say anything about supernatural phenomenon. Oh my God, you goddamn genius, Diane. Do, do, do. In Robbie and Carol Ann's room, the storm rolls in, and little Robbie counts the lightning and thunder. Diane and Steve argue in their bedroom. Counting again, we see the little dude lying in his bed as the storm seems to be getting closer and closer with each count.
And Robbie's freaking out. This is what I was talking about. Like, when I said in the last time, the last Poltergeist episode, I felt like Robbie had some good performances, and there were some that actually made me laugh because I rewatched it, and I'm like, oh, that's really fucking stupid. Who is this? Somebody smacked this kid in the face
Like
because he
this,
looks. But like, in this he's really selling fear really well. There's this really
yeah.
nice build up, and that establishment of him counting to make sure the storm is going away from him and realizing that it's getting closer builds so much cool tension. Like I absolutely love that bit. Yeah, it's so cool. And then it's just oh shit, like fucking awesome.
No, you're right about this kid though. There's a part coming up a little bit with where when Carol Ann first goes missing, and he's like the only one that catches on to what's going on,
Mhm.
and he starts calling for his mom. It's like such a good moment. He's
Oh
so
yeah.
good. Lightning and thunder crash at the same time as the brooding tree rears back into life and lunges through the bedroom window, grabbing Robbie as Carol Ann looks on in terror. And just as Robbie is pulled out the window, the blinds come closing down, which was like a little funny detail to me. Mom and Dad rush into the room just in time to see him disappear outside as Steven and Diane run out as fast as they can to try and catch him.
And he lit like the tree literally roars, and like
Yeah.
it's such a cool moment because the tree does not look like this until it just transmogrifies into literal arms. It goes, "Whoa." I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, Robbie is this child is giving his absolute 100% commitment to be terrified of this tree, and it's really scary. Like it reaches out and wraps him up, and everybody's doing a hell of a job in these performances, but like I
Hmm.
couldn't help chuckle just a little bit when you hear the tree go roar like a dad, like I'm
Right.
gonna get you. Like oh,
Right. Or fucking I am Groot.
oh yeah.
But it's funny because like it's not funny, but it's like a little creepy detail is that you see the tree lurch back.
Hmm.
Like it rears back like it's a fucking lion. It like goes "Ugh," and then goes boom right through the fucking window. It's
And
such
the
a cool little
branches are
detail.
yeah, and the branches are improbably larger than they were before they made contact with the window, which is
Hmm.
super cool because like there wasn't that much mass of this tree to reach in. Let's go. That's so cool. Like, oh man. But I got like Evil Dead 1 flashbacks. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
put down
I
the
don't like
boy.
that.
Put down the boy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Um, as soon as Stephen and Diane run outside, the closet door in Carol Ann's room opens up and a brilliant white light flashes, and an ominous whispering voice states, Carol Ann, let's go play. And she screams for her mother, but no one can hear her.
Hey, she's busting her ass screaming for her mother too. Like I kind of take back she's just a creepy silent child thing because
Yeah,
she is
right?
working her ass off, dude.
Outside, it's like goddamn Wizard of Oz as a black tornado is seen in the background while Steve pushes his way through the storm towards the tree. Inside, it's almost as if a vortex is opened up inside the closet as everything is getting sucked inside.
Dude,
Toys, stuffed animals, even the whole bed starts to move towards the closet as Carol Ann holds on and she gets pulled in further and further, flying through the air.
it's such a cool moment too because you know how they did it's very visible, it's very visibly obvious how they did this
Hmm.
on camera, but it's such a cool moment because things are just slowly like how do you get this child actor to be prepared for this? Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to be completely safe. We got you hooked up to these wires, nothing bad
Yeah.
is going to happen, but this entire room is just going to like dump into the like completely turn over. It's such a cool moment. It's a very scary. She's belting her lungs out,
Yeah.
screaming and screaming and crying for her mom, and they can't hear her over the storm, and there's all this desperate tension where, oh, such good shit. And that
Yeah.
damn clown is there. You're like,
Yeah, right.
what is this clown? It's such a cool moment. And like I love the way that this movie kind of went from, oh, something cool and semi-magical is happening
Yep.
to absolute batshit.
Yep.
And just like that's when I kind of was like locked in. I'm like, okay, let's go. Some fucked up shit is gonna happen. I'm like, oh man. Oh, it
Yeah.
was so
No.
cool.
The way that it worked out is one of my favorite things about this movie is because it's like because the poltergeists are supposed to be mischievous, you know what I mean? So it's like
Mm.
that's how it starts. It's like, oh, we're just fucking with you. Ooh, we're like impish little creatures, and then all of a sudden it's like, give us your daughter. You know, it's so creepy. It's so great. Da-da-ba-boo. Back at the tree, Stephen tries to climb it to get to Robbie as the monstrosity begins to swallow him whole. It doesn't look good. Like it doesn't look like they'll get to him in time. As they continue, the bedroom begins to completely disappear as it is sucked into the closet, and the bed breaks, and Carol Ann, holding onto it herself, goes soaring inside. Are honestly the most terrible looking stand-in doll I've ever seen. Because like she goes ah, and you just see like a little doll just go through the fucking space. Her arms are up and then her legs are out
It's
stiff. She's just like,
pretty I mean you could I mean there's yeah, you couldn't have done that any better, I don't think, at the time.
I know, but it just very it stood out because
Oh,
it's
it's
like
so fun.
it's so much like groundbreaking looking like special effects, and you can just tell it's like a doll with its arms up, like
It's like the dummy that always falls off the cliff and their
yeah,
arms just start
absolutely.
going, whoa.
Steven is able to reach Robbie and he pulls him outside of the tree just in time as the black tornado pulls it up. Dana runs outside to make sure the family is okay as they watch the path of the destruction that the tornado is leaving.
And Dana says, Mom, Dad, look, a tornado. Like, Dana, thank you so much for all of your valuable insight in this trying time. Like, what are you doing? Look, a tornado. Thanks, Dana. Dana, everybody. Dana, the most perceptive person in the world. Thanks, everybody. Give it a big hand for Dana.
You're doing aces, kid. You're doing aces. They run inside to check on Carol Ann, but when they reach the room, it's destroyed. Everything is inside the closet. They pull everything out and they see a crumpled mess on the floor swallowed by a blanket. They think the worst. But then they pull it off and see it's only that creepiest ass clown they've ever seen again.
Does that clown oscillate in size throughout the movie?
It seems like it.
It like gets bigger and smaller, and it's like, oh no,
May-
no,
Maybe it's supposed to be
no.
bigger when Robbie sees it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's a good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, maybe. Um, but they run to check through the rest of the house for Carol Ann, but alas, she's nowhere to be found. Diane thinks in the most dark way that she can and runs outside to check the swimming pool. Robbie continues to look through the house as he's covered in gook and blood for being half digested by the tree.
Yeah, what was that supposed to be blood? Was he supposed to look like he just like got like
It looked
got
like
carried?
I think it was supposed to be like a mixture of like maybe some of his blood because like he got chewed on by the tree.
Uh,
That's the way I took it. You know what I mean? Like it coagulated mixed in with like the sap or whatever from the fucking tree.
hey man, everybody needs to chill out. Treebeard just wanted a hug. He's been sad since those them hobbits left.
As Robbie wanders into the living room where the TV is on, it begins as Robbie wanders into the as Robbie wanders into the living room where the TV is on, he begins to hear Carol Ann's voice coming from inside. He calls out to his parents in a very frantic and very real way when Diane comes inside and she can hear it, but she doesn't see her anywhere. Robbie tries to explain that it's coming from the TV, and Carol calls out to her mom as she begins to realize where the voice is coming from. And Caroline explains, I can't see you, mommy, as the scene ends. And that shit is gut wrenching.
It's such a visceral reaction to how he because have you ever had one of those dreams where because you are dreaming you physically cannot scream
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
trying to scream your guts? That's what I felt like Robbie was trying to do here. like
Hmm.
performance wise. He's like he couldn't articulate anything, but he was so freaked the fuck out by a tree trying to eat him, and then his sister disappearing into a TV that like he couldn't even say his mom's name to like get her attention, and like finally it like popped because he was able to break the tension. Such a good sell of it, but he looks like a complete idiot. He's got this
Yeah,
like
the face.
yeah, he's got this like dumb, droopy, like derp a derp face, and he looks he's got these giant buck teeth, and he's just like, Mom. Like, okay, kid, get the fuck out of here.
The only thing that like the reason when he did that shit, dude, I've seen my kids do that though, like the where like the in shock repetitiveness of just like mom, 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 mom,
Yeah.
like when they get hurt or something, like they skin their knee really bad or like they
Hmm.
break something they weren't supposed to, and they're like, not that they don't want to get in trouble, but they just knew they did something they weren't supposed to. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, that shit was really real. But that moment where she's like, "Mommy, I can't see you," that was fucking heart wrenching, man. The next scene begins inside of a college in some kind of office where Stephen is explaining the situation to three people. The door is marked parapsychology. Stephen's being interviewed by a woman who looks downright hard and stern. She's accompanied by two men sitting on either side of her. She asks about the noises and disturbances, but the camera pans down from the top of the room to Stephen as we see him looking like he hasn't slept in months. As he exclaims, he doesn't care about any of the noises, he just wants his little girl back.
It's like he looked rough. And I know they just put some makeup under his eyes to make him look like he hadn't slept, but like he looks like he was on a bender, man. Like just
Yeah.
fuck it up. And like Craig T's trying his best. And he's like, "Oh, I just want my daughter back." Like, yeah, dude, we get it. But angry psychic grandma is just like the most intense woman ever.
Right,
She's
dude?
like
Oh my
very
God.
serious. She's like Margaret Thatcher. She's like, I'm just gonna come to your house and scare all the ghosts by just being intense.
There was always like in Sunday school, there was like always a certain type of Sunday school teacher. There was always like the fun one,
Oh
the
yeah.
smart one, the mean one, and like the really nice one. And this was the mean one. You know what I mean? Like she was that one that was just like expected you to know the Bible verses, know the songs, know the hand movements. And if you didn't, not only would she fucking berate you in front of the whole Sunday school, she would tell your parents. Oh my God, yeah, that's this lady.
Some motherfucker's getting pinched by this lady. You know she's got bony pinch fingers.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, that's all I saw was like, I remember this. This is Miss Teen. That lady was a fucking nightmare. All right.
Vengeful Sunday school teacher lady. Guy that is trying way too hard to just be Glenn Turman, but he's not. I was like, oh, as soon as I saw him, like, oh, is that Glenn Turman? Like, no, I wish because he's so good. I don't know. He might have been too young in this movie to be like, no, he would have been fine because we just saw him in a movie that we did.
Who?
Glenn Turman. He's we just saw him in a movie. What was it? He was Colonel Taylor in A Different World, and he was in Sahara, and he's been in a billion things, but he's great. And then the other guy I had is just like Timu Cillian Murphy because he had the flattest face I had ever seen in my life, and he has no personality. I was like, okay, who is this guy? And everybody has the '80s giant aviator glasses style.
Hmm.
Like, I want to be able to see as much as I possibly can. My peripherals will not be diminished by nearsightedness. No, not today, Satan.
Yeah, those glasses were huge, man. Especially if your name was David Koresh or Dennis Delisle.
Well, you gotta stop saying this shit when I'm drinking my pop.
That's my
David Koresh.
that's my one of my favorite things I've ever had. Like when I was a kid, I accidentally did that. I was like, somebody, I was talking to somebody about something or something, and I think it was in high school. I'm
Mhm.
like, these are like serial killer glasses, man. Every time I see a serial killer, they're wearing these glasses. I was like, those are my dad wore those glasses. And they're like, what? I was like, my dad has these glasses.
Oh, nothing.
They're just like, what are you talking about? I was like, nothing, man. Just connected some dots.
Does anybody have the number for the Baltimore FBI?
I'm just connecting some dots, bud. We'll talk about it later. I'm probably gonna be on a podcast in a few years. You can listen to some stories.
Did anybody else's dad buy ammonia in like 4 gallons at a time? Is that weird?
No,
Is that
that's
weird?
just me. That's just me.
Plastic sheeting? Is that weird?
No, anybody else just get a bunch of trash bags for Christmas? No, that's just me.
I know that's not funny, but
Just a bunch of feet of rubber tubing and trash bags. Merry Christmas.
Mercury. Thanks, dude.
We're gonna go fishing. He called it backwards fishing. We're putting it we're putting it into
We're
the
putting it
ocean.
into the ocean.
All right. Oh my God. All right. Smash cut to the parapsychology team being toured through the home. As they walk through, Steven exclaims that they keep the bedroom locked. Jesus. As they walk through, Steven exclaims that they keep the bedroom locked and Robbie sleeps with them now. As he leads them to the bedroom, one of the team members begins to tell the tale of how he caught a matchbox car at one location that they investigated go across the floor of the room. It took 7 full hours, but he filmed it with a time-lapse camera. He speaks about this proudly as the strongest evidence he's ever gathered, but Stephen looks on unbothered and unimpressed as he gets the key out of his jacket. And he opens the door, showing them a room full of spinning, floating records and lamps, laughing toys, bright lights emitting from closets, and they look on it in amazement as many things fly past the door, including the Incredible Hulk riding a horse, which is one of my favorite little bits. And a compass floats by over a record, playing some classical music.
It's very interesting that the and if we what we learn later, it makes sense that there would be classical music playing on a record. Also, like I love the idea, like your point that you made earlier. Sometimes they give you hints that everything is explainable and then take
Mm,
it away. Like you could completely explain a car moving across a room in 7 hours because there's vibrations or something that would just cause it to like vibrate across the room. Like, sure, if it took you 7 hours for this car to roll across the room, that makes a lot more sense. And then they take it right out from under you like a rug with
mm,
all this unexplainable insanity happening. It's very cool.
yeah. And Craig T. Nelson's performance when that guy's telling him about the car is like really cool because he's just like looking at him like, uh-huh. Yeah, that's 7 hours, huh? Wow.
Wow. Good story, pal.
Then he doesn't even say anything. He just opens the door and moves to the side, and they're just like, "What the fuck?"
It was pretty funny. It was a pretty fucking funny way to sell that. It's so good.
Hmm.
Oh, 7 hours, you said.
As the team interviews Diane, many things occur around them to solidify their claims. The coffee can sliding across the table, lights flickering, and at each of these moments, we get to see how unprepared the team really is to handle the situation. The main doctor tells them the difference between hauntings and poltergeist activities, saying that poltergeists are associated with individuals rather than hauntings because they are just for an area. They explain that poltergeist activities can stop at any time, which frightens Diane because Carol Ann is lost inside the home.
And now we have a ticking clock.
Right.
That's such good. Even though we don't know that the when the ticking clock will end, we know that we have some element of urgency. It's
Hmm.
so fucking good. It's very well done.
They don't really tell us at this point either how much time has actually passed since she's gone missing, Carol Ann, but it's alluded that it's been a good bit of time. Maybe a couple of days or to a full-on week, but it's been a little bit.
Hmm.
They turn on the TV to start a test while Diane calls out to Carol Ann. She pleads for her to speak to them or to come to them somehow. And this scene is directed so amazingly with the dark room and some lights to go give a comforting feel. It's like really like it's just warm and cozy. Carol Ann begins to reply as Diane pleads for her to return. And Donna covers her ears in horror as she hears her sister. Carol Ann cries out that she's frightened and afraid of a light, and the doctor exclaims that she must stay away from the light. One of the other doctors says that the voice could be coming from a CB radio inside the house somewhere, but the lead investigator tells him that she doesn't think this is a hoax. A small portal of light, a small portal of flashing light arrives up on the ceiling in the living room, and the dusty old watch and other trinkets begin to fall out of the mini wormhole. Carol Ann relays that something else is in the space that she is. She asks if it's her mother, but Stephen quickly tells her that it's not, and she asks the doctor who could it be. She doesn't know, but Carol Ann cries out for help. Loud thumping is heard throughout the house as her voice fades, making it seem like the spirit's being chased. Diane begins to ascend the stairs, but a loud noise and a rushing sound passes through her. She delightedly exclaims that Carol Ann just passed through her, and the scene is extremely emotional.
Oh yeah, and the lady, I can't remember the lady's name playing Diane, but she's doing a hell of a job. Like again, the performances are just great, and of course, if your kid had been missing for all this time and you finally like had some vestige of them,
Hmm.
um, you would be emotional too. It's like she holds up like her sweater or something, and it smells like Carol Ann. And I'm like, do you do you know what your kid smells like all like that? To be like, this smells like her.
Yeah,
For real?
for real, dude. Sometimes I'll smell like because I'll smell somebody else that smells like my kid sometimes, and I'll be like, "That's weird." I'm like, "That person smells like my son. That's an odd thing."
I smell the boy.
Oh shit! Hey, dude, let's take a break. There's like some of the sites I follow and stuff are posting like good reviews about Lee Cronin's Mummy movie, and I have no interest in seeing a movie about a fucking mummified child.
Oh yeah, that's weird, right?
I don't get that. Like that's always been a big turn off for me is like a movie being like, "Oh, we're gonna kill this kid," because then it's like that's just fucked up. That's you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yep.
It's like that's
Absolutely.
lazy writing. Everyone agrees that that's a horrible thing.
Right.
It's like, okay, what else? Just start the movie going, this guy's got cancer. You're gonna watch him die. You know, it's no, it's that's there's nothing to it. That's just fucked up. That's lazy and gross. I can't stand that shit. Same thing with like if when people write in people being raped as a plot device.
Yeah. No.
No, it pisses me
Too. Yeah.
off.
Oh, imagine that. That's like that's the lowest possible bar for someone to be villainous or have something horrible happen to them. You know what I mean? And like, but if that is the story, sure, like that
No, I get it,
we have
but
to
when
make
it's
the
just
story focused on
yes.
how you deal with the thing, right? Not
Yeah.
just to make it a device to make the bad guy seem bad worse or the person. A lot of the times they use it to like make somebody seem damaged in a way. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
yes. Like and it's so fucking triggering too. Like if you've had shit happen to you and stuff, like you watch something like that, and then it's like, because the movie that always comes to mind for me is Split, because like that movie, like, have you watched Split?
Is that the James McAvoy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Has like a bunch of different personalities.
yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Oh, okay. Well, the plot of that movie is like, he's a dude with split personality disorder and stuff, DID, dissociative identity disorder,
Hmm.
and he kidnaps this girl who he thinks is pure and stuff, and then it turns out, like, out of nowhere, it's shown that she was molested by her uncle. And it's like it's literally just done like as a shock thing, and you're like, what the fuck? Why are they showing us this? And then it's like she tells him eventually, and then it's like he's like, you're dirty, you're not pure, I don't need you anymore, and he like throws her away, and it's like, what kind of weird message is this sending to people? This is like
Absolutely.
convoluted and fucking gross. It's just
Yeah.
it made me so mad. And then I also had to like tell my sister, I'm like, hey, don't watch this movie because it's like no one's gonna give you a trigger warning for it, but it's gonna fuck with your head, And it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, I just hate shit like that. It's such
Yeah.
lazy bullshit writing and making light of somebody else's trauma just because you want to pretend to tell a story pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because you're not telling a story, you're pretending. Anyway, sorry. Fucking hell, got me ranting over here and shit about dumb stuff. Lee Cronin.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. They just put it in front of the mummy like that, so I just keep saying his name. It's like Lee Daniels the butler. I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
You can't just make yourself seem like an auteur by putting your name with an apostrophe possessive, you know.
I feel
Donovan's Count Chocula.
They fucking do that with the Dracula that just came out. Luc Besson's Dracula.
I'm sorry, sir. That's Luc Besson.
Oh yeah, Luc Besson, Dracula, I love story.
A child marrying guy, by the way.
What? No way.
Yeah,
That guy,
yeah.
the guy that made The
The fifth,
Professional?
yeah, and the Fifth Element.
No,
Yeah.
no, and Valerian, City of a
hmm
Thousand Planets. That movie
His
was
like
fucking
girlfriend was like
garbage.
14.
Can we stop pretending that the guy's a genius? Because he's not. He's not a genius. He's
Jean
perfect.
Reno is cool though. I like a Jean Reno. I hope he's not a jerk.
Is that the guy from that played Leon?
Yeah, Leon. He played
The guy from Godzilla that was
the
the
yeah. No croissant.
no croissant.
No croissant. You call this coffee? No croissant. No, Jean. No croissant. No croissant.
I'm gonna watch that Godzilla with my son.
Ew, no.
I'm gonna
There's
make him
so many
watch it.
better
I'm like,
ones.
you sit down, you watch this.
Boo.
That's gonna be my my Passion of the Christ moment from when I was a kid. You sit down, you watch what he went through for you.
By he, I mean your dad.
No,
Because I had to watch this.
I'm talking about Godzilla. Look what they did to my boy. Look what he went through for you.
Hey, it's Hank Azaria. Okay. Okay. All right.
I
He gets a
s-
pass.
I still have not seen Godzilla minus one, and I probably never will.
I don't think you should, bud.
Yeah, even okay, even if you say that, then I definitely won't.
No. I value you as a human too much to endorse you watching that movie.
Good. I really appreciate that because I thought I was like, part of my brain's like, maybe if I tell Zach and Jack's like, it's not that bad, I'll give it a go. But when I said it, your eyes went big, so I'm like, yeah.
No, you have a sea monster thing. I don't want you. Let's just say this is the first time since the 1954 Godzilla that Godzilla has been actually scary.
Yeah, I saw pictures and I saw the ones where like he's eyes right above the water,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, fuck, he looks horrifying.
It's the eyes. It is
Yes.
100% the eyes.
Yeah, so I was just
And
like,
like
I'm gonna give it a hard pass.
and 90% of the movie is on ships.
Yeah.
And it's like him underneath there, just like as a
Mm.
vengeful ghost of like all the people that died in World War II is
Yeah, I'm
essentially
scared
what
of
he is.
myself.
Yeah, it's dude, there's a because my wife took us when it came out, they played it in a drive-in. So I got to see it in a
Oh, that's
drive-in for like our
rad.
anniversary. And there's moments in that movie where like I'm seriously sitting there like clenching my fists. Like it's very scary. Like, oh my God, this is a Godzilla movie. Like, ah,
Yeah.
and then all the extra stuff with what the Americans did to the Japanese during the war and how
Like the story
horrible,
itself, yeah.
yeah, and how horrible life was in Tokyo, like immediately after the war. Because that like happens right after the war.
It won
And
Oscars, didn't it?
oh yeah, it won Oscars for best effects
That's so rad.
because they had like I think it was only a $12 million movie.
See, that's what sucks about it is like I know that it's such a good movie. I know that it's rad,
It's
but
incredible.
know that my phobias will not let me watch it. You know what I mean? And
Hmm
that sucks because I'm
It's
like
an incredible film.
I like will have a whole day where I'm like I gotta watch that movie, and then like I'll open Netflix and has the thumbnail of him just eyeing the fucking boats, and I'm like, no, I can't do
No,
this.
no, sir. No, thank you.
Because I watched all those the fucking suit ones when I was a kid, and I was like, "This is so fucking rad! Fuck up that city,
Fuck
throw
it up.
those trees,
Fuck it up.
yeah!" And
Fuck it
then
up.
I'm like, they made my guy scary.
Yeah,
It's
now
like
with the sea
that's
monster shit. You're
it's like when you have like that uncle that you've only ever seen in a good mood that you love, and you're like, "This guy's a teddy bear," and then one day you see him getting a fucking fist fight with somebody, and he
oh my
fucks them
God.
up, and you're like,
Turn on.
"Never mind, he's actually scary."
Yes, I completely relate to that story. Most relatable thing you've ever said. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Kind of uncles do you have? Oh my God.
Ugh.
They're out here throwing
Anyway,
hands and shit.
I watched a lot of Mike Vallely tapes when I was a kid.
I have no idea what that is, but haha.
That was my version of the ones that you always say.
That was your that was your uncle.
No, 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 no. That was,
You
I
were
mean,
watching someone else's uncle getting fist fights?
he was an old school skateboarder that would just fuck with people all the time.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I watched a lot of his tapes when I was a kid.
people's uncles.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He just fucked up people's uncles.
Hey, hey, fuck you. I'm an uncle, you bitch.
Okay. I'm an uncle, you bitch. She delightfully exclaims that Carol Ann just passed through her. This scene made me pretty emotional because it seemed pretty scary because it did seem like that something chased her away because she was all like, mommy, mommy, something's kind of here." Then you just hear like bang, 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 shit just fucking go throughout the house.
Hmm.
As a stronger gust of wind comes down with a loud growl, knocking everyone to the floor.
Did you see? Oh, fuck it. I'm so sorry. I know you have only two more lines. Did you see Dana take a fucking header to the
No.
like right behind Robbie? Robbie's like, oh shit. And Dana's whole ass body just, she just like takes a header into the floor. It's fucking crazy.
Holy shit, dude.
Like, what the fuck is happening? And Robbie's just like looking with his dumb little face, like, oh, mommy. And Dana's just like planking across the floor. It looked
Jesus
like she hit the
Christ.
fireplace or some shit. I'm like, oh my God.
She
Her
just
arms are straight out. And she's like, she's just overreacting. That's why I think Dana just said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Because she heard her sister's voice and like was covering her ears, like, no, 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 no. It's
hmm
like, okay, we know Dana's not a real one.
No, not at all. She's in it for herself.
Off the phone, Dana. Fuck you, Dad. Yeah, why didn't they take your mean ass? Carol Ann's a nice little girl.
After everyone gathers themselves, Philly Doctor.
Philly doctor got some water
Why did I call her Philly Doctor?
because she was drinking water and had excellent public transportation.
I don't know why I called her Philly Doctor. After everyone gathers themselves, the doctor asks them to get. After everyone gathers themselves, the doctor asks them to take her where Carol Ann disappeared. As she goes to the head of the bedroom, one of the other investigators comes downstairs saying that something bit him. They check his side, and sure as shit, it looks like Bruce the Shark took a giant bite out of this guy.
Sure as shit.
Steven tries to tell Diane to take the kids into town, but none of them want to leave without finding Carol Ann. A few establishing shots of the fine neighborhood and a foreboding one of the house covered in fog. Nighttime. Everyone is sleeping in the living room. As the family sleeps, the three scientists gather at the foot of the stairs to discuss what's been happening. At first, it seems like the two younger ones are trying to dismiss this and debunk everything that's been happening. But then they reveal that they think that there's another way into this dimension where Carol Ann is stuck.
And I mean, sure. Of course, you're going to try to debunk it, right? Because it seems silly, but now they have a preponderance of evidence. They have physical evidence. Okay, they didn't record it. Did they record all the stuff floating in the room? And they recorded Steve Taylor. What's his name?
They
Taylorson.
they filmed when I don't did it happen yet? When they filmed when the lights came down the stairs, remember?
Mm. Yeah.
And
Well,
they're
yeah,
like,
but
did that happen yet? I can't remember if that
I
happened
don't
yet.
remember.
But they do capture it because they see the faces in the lights and stuff, and they're like, "All these people." So they do record it at one point for sure. Uh, the lead investigator turns off the TV to eliminate the disturbance, but Diane wakes up quickly and asks her to leave it on. They share a touching moment at one point where the doctor pulls out a flask and shares a drink with her. I was like, "Oh shit, they're getting turned up."
Margaret Thatcher's like, hair, take some of this and put hair on your chest. Like, oh shit. She just got like, she's got old English in there. Like,
That's
oh God.
That's how you know when someone's like comfortable with you for sure, is when they whip out the flask. You're just like, okay, you were cool, we're cool, we're cool.
Well, fuck yeah. That's such a
Are they're
movie
just like,
code.
are they're just like soup? They got a really big problem. They just don't care who they're around. It's one of those two.
My favorite is when it's like water.
When it's water.
Yeah, when somebody hands somebody either a flask or a giant bottle of booze and like drink some of this. And it's supposed to be that moment where everybody's supposed to calm down
Mm.
and the booze is supposed to calm your nerves or whatever. Like, this is just water. Oh yeah. This is it's because you know that character has been carrying that flask around, drinking out of it, looking all mysterious and cool. Because
Yeah,
hip
yeah, yeah.
flasks make you cool. Smoking cigarettes, drinking out of hip flasks. Oh man, I'm just the coolest fucking guy.
See, at first I thought you were talking about you like when it's just water in the flask and behind the scenes kind of thing. You're like
No,
you could tell it's just water. I was like, oh yeah,
I no, I just love. That's one of my favorite dumb things
yeah.
in movies. Like, this is just water. Yeah, what do you think? You think I just carry around booze with me? What do you think I'm some kind of lush?
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Alcoholic. Like, oh, he's he's going upstairs to get into the medicine cabinet to drink all their Robitussin.
Yep, basically.
Oh, that's what's in the fucking flask, dude. It's scissor. It's
Oh
just like,
my
oh my
God.
god.
Someone has a fucking flask of scissor.
Purple drank and fucking Robitussin, baby. Let's
Oh my
go.
God, that'd be gnarly.
And it's the very, very serious paranormal investigator lady, and she's just like fucking drunk
You
on
know how
cough
hard
syrup and grape drink.
it would probably be so hard to pour cough syrup into a flask because it's so thick. It just keeps like pouring over the side. You're like, no, 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 no,
Now,
no.
dude, if you're serious enough to drink cough syrup, you're either drinking that shit out of the bottle or you're carrying a funnel with you, baby. What is this funnel for? Why is it sticky?
Why
Don't
is it so
worry about
why is it so small?
it.
That's my hip funnel. Get off of it. Robbie wakes and asks that if he dies, will he be coming back as a ghost to haunt the house? Diane tells him that that's not what's happening with Carol Ann. He
But
then
yes.
asks, yeah, right. He then asks if he does die, could he go and save her?
Oh man.
That's such a fucking like heavy conversation, dude.
I know,
The,
dude. Little
the
Robbie. Come on, man.
the doctor then begins to have a discussion about where souls go when they die, telling Robbie that a bright light is where we all go, and we will all know to where to go. Saying that maybe the spirits in the house didn't know how to follow that light, and that's why they're stuck there.
And after she's done talking, she turns around to the lady, to the mom, and goes, "Yeah, it's just black. Don't tell nobody tell him."
So I'm avoided a really tough situation there.
You really think I'll see my grandma again? Yes, Robert. Sure. Oh, no, no.
This scene is written incredibly well, especially with the dialogue. I can't do it justice, won't even try, but I suggest everyone go watch this movie. Maybe even just the scene, just look it up on YouTube. It's written really well, and I seriously mean that. She explains that some of these spirits become aggressive and angry because they don't know where they are and were unable to follow that light. Robbie begins to compare them to bullies when Diane interrupts and tells him that he needs to get some sleep. He's going to visit his friends tomorrow. Finally, getting him out of town. And as everyone gets some sleep, the two younger scientists keep watch. One sneaks off into the kitchen to find some food, grabbing a steak from the fridge to cook on the oven. Which I was like, who the fuck does this? You're like, I'm gonna go grab a snack, and you just grab a fucking
A
steak.
steak. And this is somebody else's steak. Like, sure, they invited them into their home, but he's just like, oh, Craig T. Nelson steaks.
Right.
Diane's steaks. Diane's a steak lady. Maybe she just wanted that steak. She was keeping that steak for when Carol Ann came back and they were all going to have a nice steak dinner together. And this
Yeah,
motherfucker
right.
is just like, this is my steak now.
Piece of shit. As he gathers the utensils to do so, he hears something slimy coming from behind him when he looks back and he sees the steak crawling across the counter. To which I say, why the hell did you just lay a raw fucking steak on the counter anyway? It's probably the fucking bacteria trying to gather and sneak off of it.
You just hear a bunch of little legs.
Yeah, it's gross. It's like, "Sneak."
It's fucking gross, dude. Like, they don't have plates where you come from. Put the shit on a plate. Put the shit on a paper towel. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, right? At least the fucking paper towel.
You know his steak stealing rude ass isn't going to wipe the counter off with the Lysol wipe or anything.
Dude, you couldn't like how did he think that he could do this without waking anyone up? Like that's one of the most like aroma filling fucking smells in a house. It's
Yeah.
like cooked meat. And it's not a silent thing that cooks. It sizzles and pops.
No,
Like,
he's gonna eat it raw, sitting in the closet,
right.
like a squirrel, like a carnivorous squirrel.
3 in the fucking morning. I'm just gonna saute a fucking steak right now. Anyway,
Fucking piece of shit.
as he looks on, bile and chunks of guts and viscera exude and spout from inside the steak. He looks on as he chews on a chicken drumstick that he pulled from the fridge, and as he does, he sees maggots writhing and withering across the floor. Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots.
Michael, 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 Michael. Stop saying the fucking guy's name. We get it, Jesus. I'm gonna find Dave and smack him in the face. Vampire bitch.
Stop
Garlic
saying my
pizza
name.
slap.
Stop saying my name.
Like how many? I would love to know how many times they say the name Michael in Lost Boys. Like just
Michael, over here. Michael, Michael.
Michael, 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 Michael.
What is it, Michael? He runs into the bathroom and turns on the same. It's the same. He runs into the bathroom and turns on the sink, quickly washing out his mouth. As he does, the light overhead begins to heat highly and change brighter and brighter.
Let's go.
As he looks into the mirror, he sees a giant crack form on his cheek, and as he begins to touch it, his skin begins to liquefy and rubberize as he pulls and stretches at it. It begins to spout and ooze from his face as he begins to pull apart his cheeks, his throat ripping out his jawline until basically his eyes are hanging out of his head and it's just a skull. A white light flashes, and he's back to normal, staring at his reflection in disbelief.
What a cool ass moment, dude. I love this. I rewound it like 4 times.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
cool.
pull his face off. Let's go. Oh man, so good.
When he's got his hands like balled up and just
Mhm.
wads of cheek in it and the
Oh,
skeleton's just screaming and it's like
yeah.
ah.
It's so cool.
It's so dope. Oh man. But it's one of those moments that like there's sometimes you watch stuff like this when you're a parent and you're like you know that you have time because no one's around, but then like this part's happening, you're so jazzed because it's so cool, but you're like
Mhm.
looking around like hoping that no one fucking walks in the room.
Right.
You're like everyone's still asleep, right? Oh God, this is so cool. Please don't wake up. Oh my God.
There was a one moment you could clearly see how they did the effect
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
like the I think the dummy wobbled a little bit and you could tell that the arms reaching up to the face were not connected to that body. But like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
that when he was
such a
screaming.
good effect.
When it screamed, you could see it like move a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like, oh, my face.
it was a little comical because it reminded me of the Crypt Keeper. Like
Oh
ah!
yeah, that's cool. Oh man. And like there's just chunks of viscera and blood and slime slapping down into the sink where he's washing his face. And it's just so visceral and cool.
Hell
Like, yeah,
yeah.
let's go. I love when this movie takes time to do that thing. You have a quiet moment, a solvable moment, a moment where there's some kind of catharsis, and then some batshit insanity happens.
Yeah. This scene right here, I know 100% was directed by Steven Spielberg. Like,
Sure.
we talk about like, well, a bunch of scenes were like, I know for certain that this one was because I
Hmm.
seen a behind the scenes thing where he was talking to the dude that was ripping his face apart. He's like, no, you have to do it like this and do it with the fingertips at first to peel it apart. I was like, hell yeah,
Man.
brother. He knows what he's doing. I
But like it's you're talking about Toby Hooper. Like Toby Hooper should know how to, you
didn't
know what
even
I mean?
see Toby Hooper on the fucking set. I didn't even see his ass there,
Don't,
man.
don't throw shade on Toby Hooper.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I wasn't trying to.
What I mean, I don't know. I would feel like I guess Close Encounters is kind of horrific. Whatever.
He's supposed to be making a horror movie about aliens right now.
Oh, cool. Washed up Steven Spielberg with no skills left is making a new movie.
Oh, shots fired. Jeez Louise.
Have you seen War of the Worlds? It's all downhill from
Uh,
there.
I don't know, man. Ready Player One was fun. It was fun. I like watching it with the kids and be like, look, that was a gremlin. Look at that. That was a xenomorph. You'll learn about those when we can watch Alien when you're older, because that's too scary for you. Don't watch this whole scene with The Shining. That's not even in the book because it's too scary for you. Don't watch this part with the DeLorean because that's not even in the book either. And the whole Blade Runner sequence that's really good in the book is not even in the movie. Should I keep going? You really don't like that movie, huh?
I really don't like that book either.
You don't like the book?
Trash.
Oh, come on, man. It's
Trash.
just fan service. That's all it
Yes.
is.
Yes,
It's
it's just
fun.
fan service. Do better.
It's fun fan service. It's like, and then you remember this thing, and then this thing was cool, and I'm just like, yeah, it was cool, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was cool
No.
stuff. That
It
was
was
a
cool
cool
stuff
thing.
because that was cool. Make your own cool stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, references. I get it. I get it.
Ready Player One is the ultimate. You guys remember the 80s? Does anybody remember the 80s?
But
Please.
see, that thing, like, to someone who didn't have a lot of friends growing up, when you're reading something and it feels like a friend is nudging you in with an elbow, being like, "Remember this cool thing, buddy?" And you're like, "Yeah, friend, I remember. Thanks for thinking of me."
Did you tell your kids that they didn't have the rights for Voltron, so they had to sub in the Iron Giant?
It was easy to explain who the Iron Giant was to them than Voltron, so I
Yeah.
was cool with that.
That one tiny little scene where there's giant robots in that movie is the only thing I gave a shit about. Imagine that. Iron Giant runs across the screen. There's a Gundam for like 4 seconds and Mecha Godzilla, and it's over.
Yeah,
And I don't care anymore.
that part was pretty cool.
It's
Anyway,
just CGI. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
nah.
It's
Nah.
a little heavy-handed for sure, but it's
But
fun. It's just a popcorn movie, man. It's just, but it's not supposed to win an Oscar. It's not supposed to make you think that like the world's gonna change. It's supposed to give you a break from reality and have some fun.
it's
That's
supposed to let old guys jerk off to 80s nostalgia.
I'm not that old.
Did you read in the book where like he really creepily describes the lady's body?
I
It's like,
don't
bro,
remember
you
that.
wrote this in like 2015. There's no way you should be this gross. He's like talking about she's like, is it 2000? It's like past 2010. We should have known by then. You know what I mean? Don't describe ladies like this. That's gross.
I get what you're
It's like
saying.
dude author syndrome. You know what I mean? Her curvaceous body was wrapped in shining black leather. It was just accentuated the curves of her hips and her thighs. And Tommy Tomlinson couldn't take his eyes away from the swell and the curvature of her perfect pert breasts. Like, oh fuck you, man! Like I feel dirty. I
That's
can't read
like
this. I shouldn't be reading this.
Monty
No.
Python has a bit about that. That's one of my favorite things ever. Or it's just like a little 30-second bit of it's supposed to be an audiobook and it's like
Mm.
her breast breastingly against her breasts.
Oh my
No,
god.
I get you. I hear you. I feel you, dude. I feel you. I I like that book because like I said, it's the same reason I like covers. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm not going towards it looking for like some life altering thing. I'm going towards it looking for just some fun. I know it's not going
Mm.
to be like the world's best, but I still think I don't know, man. It's something about references makes me feel like I'm included in something, and I know that
Sure.
probably goes back to like the loneliness thing from being a kid for
Sure.
sure.
Probably,
But
yeah.
I definitely agree with you. There's nothing too original about it being like, you remember this thing? And then that part in Blade Runner where they were interrogating him. What if that was happening to this guy? And you're like, oh. That would be horrible. It was. It was horrible for him.
We're never gonna get through this movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shit, we were supposed to be doing this, huh?
Yeah.
Back at base camp, the other young scientist doesn't really pay attention as he listens to headphones instead of looking at the camera relays. Behind him, everything is going off the charts as one of the cameras pans up to the top of the stairs on its own. Smoking fog begins to emit from the top of the stairs as the bedroom door opens and more of a white light floods into the hallway. The doctor that was getting his face ripped apart in the other room. I like to think he looks like he could be cousins with Billy from Power Rangers. He comes back into the room just in time to see an apparition form at the top of the stairs. Everyone begins to wake as they see a shrouded figure descend the stairs. It moves towards Steve and Diane and Robbie before it disappears into the ceiling. They watch the event back on tape as they realize it wasn't just one apparition, but many different spirits coming through. The next
Is
scene
this
is good, good, good,
is
good.
this the ghost that was giving Ray Stans a beach?
Yeah, it looks like
Because
it.
that's all I could think of. Like, oh God, I've seen this before. Somebody hide Craig T. Nelson.
He's like, not in front of my wife. The next scene is daylight as Robbie climbs into the back of a cab by himself. Man, times are insanely different. Thankfully, the dog goes with him.
Yeah, yeah. Ebuzz is gonna protect that fucking kid. The cab driver's even move some muscle out of turn. Ebuzz is just gonna take his throat out.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, dude. Oh yeah, you would never send a kid alone in a cab nowadays, ever, or in an
Mm.
Uber, never.
Yeah, right. They try to make Uber teen a thing, and I'm just like, I don't know about that, man.
Yeesh, that's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah, I
That's
don't know.
scary enough as a grown adult to go in an Uber. Like people get real messed up and hurt and shit. You know.
Yep. No, 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 thank you. No, thank you. Interior, kitchen, daylight. The crew is packing up to leave to return to the lab, and the doorbell ring. As Steven rushes to check to see who it is, looking completely disheveled and like he hasn't slept in weeks. Diane returns the flask, showing that it is now completely empty.
She, she was just drunk. That ghost coming down the stairs wasn't actually there. Diane was just like, fuck.
The doctor tells her the doctor tells her the doctor tells her that one of the assistants will be staying with her, then that she'll be returning with some help later on. Back in the living room, Steven's boss has come to check in on him. As they have a conversation, the poltergeist moves a piano across the room in a very funny bit as Steven tries to get him out of the door. He's like moving him around the room behind him. He's like, don't look at that, don't look at that, as the like piano just like moves across. It's very like weird little Abbott and Costello kind of bit, just like a sight gag.
It's such like a gross boss thing too, like an 80s, 70s, 80s boss guy. Like,
Yeah.
well, why don't you come back to work? You're our number one seller. I don't give a shit about your life or your family. I just want you to come sell more houses for me.
Yeah, he basically tells her like, we're worried you're gonna quit.
Mm-hmm.
So please come back to work. Um, as he leads him back to his car, his boss tells him he'd like him to take him. As he leads him to his car, his boss tells him he'd like him to take him for a ride so he can show him something new. Back inside, Diane's cleaning up the house. She decides to stop and try to talk to Carol Ann through her bedroom door. After knocking and talking with no response, she decides to try and open it. And as soon as she does, there's a loud howling sound that comes screaming from inside.
Oh, it's so scary.
I was watching this with headphones on at 3 in the fucking morning, and this scared the absolute shit out of me because it's like
Is this when the big skeleton face and hands come out of the door?
no, that's later on. This is where
Oh,
she's just like it's like a sweet tender moment. There's like some soft music and like she sits on the floor next to the door and she's like, Carol Ann, I love you, sweetie. If you can hear me, if you're in there, Carol Ann. And then it's like really tender and she tries to open the door and she does, and there's a gust of wind and it's like
hmm.
and she slams
Oh
it
man.
and she starts crying and it's like really serious. She's like, "Oh my God." It's like not played for laughs. It's like,
Oh
"Whoa."
wow.
Uh yeah. As Steve and his boss climb a hill, his boss asks if his family's been okay, to which Steve brushes it aside. He asks if he has any plans on leaving the company, and he also ignores that. His boss begins to tell him that this is the site of phase 5 of their company and they're planning on building Steve's family a new home on top of this hill. All of this conversation happens while against this white picket fence. And as the conversation continues, we pull back to see that this fence borders a cemetery, and that's where this house is being proposed to be built. The boss explains and explains that the cemetery has been set to be relocated, to which Steven thinks that that's pretty messed up. But the boss tells him that it's not, and it's not like this is some ancient tribal burial ground, and which is like maybe some foreshadowing for a sequel. I don't
Is
know.
that also maybe a reference to um Pet Cemetery?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure.
Or because like in the 80s that was kind of a thing, right?
Hmm.
Like, oh, tribal burial ground. Yeah, maybe you should just fucking leave people's sacred sites alone. You wouldn't have these problems.
Absolutely not.
Hmm.
He tells Steven that they've done it before, telling him that where he lives now was once a graveyard. He tells Steven to not worry about it because the graveyard will be moved 5 minutes away to another. Cut to night. Interior. Home. Diane and Stephen lead the investigators to their house again. As they come through a corner, everyone seems to be waiting on someone else. A small, as they come around a corner, everyone else seems to be waiting on someone. A small, uniquely voiced woman walks through the kitchen door. This is foreshadowed by a cameraman kneeling down to greet her before she walks in. This is where we're introduced to the late great Zelda Rubinstein. Here she plays the character Tangina Barrons. The first line she says in the whole movie is, "Would y'all mind holding back? You're jamming my frequencies."
And you remember the review we talked about? The guy was like a dwarf sorceress. Like, oh my god, dude, you don't have to be such a fucking weirdo. Like,
Yeah, right.
what is? She's a little person. Like, she's like a dwarf sorceress, a small practitioner of ancient mysteries. Like, bro, it's just a little lady. She's just a little psychic lady. Like, what?
She's
Why is
brought the
it so weird?
devil with her.
Tomes of ancient evil. Mysteries yet unplumbed from the depths of time immemorial.
She's yet to grow out of her evil size.
Don't allow her to amass any more power. She'll be unstoppable. You
Don't let
just
her
see,
stand on that stool. You fool.
you just see Zelda Rubinstein start floating, and like her eyes go white and just lightning crackle. Like what?
You're jamming my frequencies.
She has that little southern accent. It's so cool.
Her
And
voice is amazing. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, dude.
and like I wonder what motivated this choice. You know what I mean?
Like as the casting director
Yeah.
or like her as her acting choices.
No, like that casting. Like what was this specific for some reason? Like
Was it
why
written for her maybe?
maybe, I don't know,
Hmm.
but
It's a
still great.
choice.
Man, it's a very strong choice. Yeah. Like sure. Yeah, let's have a little person be with a very thick southern accent be our psychic person. That's kind of cool. I don't know,
It's fucking rad, dude.
yeah. Yeah. And then it gives this movie more personality. This movie's a
Uh-huh.
very, very distinct film, despite just being a haunted house movie. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons I love it. It takes something that's done a million times over and adds its own panache.
Panache.
She
No
continues to
croissant.
no croissant. She continues to scope out the house, feeling for things that no one else can see. It can't be spoken enough how well this movie is directed and shot. At one point, Zelda steps into the middle of the room and grabs her chest. She immediately runs upstairs towards the bedroom where all the activity has been happening. And Steven makes some kind of weird joke about her size. Multiple, actually, as he seems visibly frustrated.
Hey
What-
man, you want to take it easy, Craig T? I thought you were the baby face.
But it's funny though, because like, it's not funny. It's like, it's kind of weird because like this whole time he's been very serious and stern, and now like I get that he's kind of like hysterical, kind of, but like
Mm.
he's laughing about her so hardcore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's like not able to keep his laughter and his smile hidden, and it's like Jesus Christ, dude, pull it back a little bit.
that's really fucking rude.
When she calls out to him asking why the door is locked, he ignores her, and she tells him, "I'm speaking to the living." Damn, she's cold, son. That's why she says it. When she calls out to him asking why the door is unlocked, he ignores her, and he says he ignores her because she thought that she can hear him. And she said, "I'm speaking to the living." And it's like, oh shit, she's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Um, he says he wasn't ignoring her, but trying to answer her with his mind because he thought she was an extreme clairvoyant. She tells him from another room that she was, but she doesn't like trick answers. Damn, owned again. Craig T. Nelson 0, Zelva Rubinstein 3, bitch. In the next scene, Tangina confronts Diane and tells her that Carol Ann is alive and within the walls of the house. She tells Diane that she believes the source of all this is within the closet in Carol Ann and Robbie's room. But she warns that the only way that she can help is if Diane's full belief in everything is if Diane has full belief in everything that's going on. Stating now, you must do everything I ask, even if it goes against everything you believe in as a human being and as a Christian. And that right there is where I believe that every Christian woman watching this was like, fuck this.
Right. Any of these evangelical moms are like, nah, not our programming. We'll never be able to program our children again. Uh, I just had a thought. I love how this movie subverts the old dark house thing. And I guess that's why it's a poltergeist instead of just a haunted house movie, because this is a brand new stinking house and a brand new stinking development. And it still has these spiritual problems because, like, a lot of the times, haunted house movies are going to be reserved for old dark house
Mm,
tropes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And this was really cool. Like, she said she's in the walls of this house, and I thought, like, yeah, that would make sense if that house is like old and creepy and like has hundreds of years of like lives and deaths inside of it. But this house was built like 4 years ago,
Yep.
and this poor little baby child is lost with all these spirits in the walls of the house. That would So we sub out Zelda Rubinstein and put in the Doctor Strange analog from Venture Brothers instead. That'd be so funny. I was speaking to the living.
Hell yeah.
I had a psychic premonition. Yeah.
Well, my biggest gripe at this point, though, is that how the fuck is Diane still a Christian? Maybe it's just because she needs to believe in something, like some
Yeah.
kind of power that can bring her daughter back. I don't know. But to me, I would be like, this is clear that, something isn't going on.
Well, as a rational thinking person, when presented with evidence, you would understand that this evidence is leading me down a different path, unlike like blind faith people.
Yep. Tangina sits them down in the living room and explains what's happening to them and what's explaining to Carol Ann, which sounds a little something like this.
What?
There is there
Oh
is
no.
no death.
I hate you so
There is no death. There is
much.
only a transition to a different sphere of consciousness. Carol Ann is not like those she's with. She is a living presence in their spiritual earthbound plane. They are attached to the one thing about her that is different from themselves, her life force. It is very strong. It gives off its own illumination. It is a light that implies life and memory of love and home and earthly pleasures.
Ooh,
Something they desperately desire but can't have anymore. Ooh,
earthly
baby.
pleasures.
Yeah, baby boy, you know what I'm talking about. Right now, she's the closest thing to that, and that is a terrible distraction from the real light that has finally come for them. You understand me? You hear me right now, motherfucker? These souls, or
Go.
whatever,
Oh shit.
are not at rest, are
Yep.
also not aware that they have
Your
not
friend.
passed on. They're not part of consciousness as we know it. They linger in a perpetual dream state, a nightmare from which they cannot awake. Inside the spectral light is salvation, a window to the next plane. They must pass through this membrane where friends are waiting to guide them to the new destinies. Carol Ann must help them cross over, and she will only hear her mother's voice. Now hold on to yourselves. There's one more thing. A terrible presence is in there with her. Oh, so much rage, so much betrayal. I've never sensed anything like it. I don't know what hovers over this house, but it was strong enough to punch a hole into this world and take your daughter away from you. It keeps Carol Ann very close to you, and the spectral light. It lies to her. It tells her things only a child can understand. It has been using her to restrain the others. To her, it is simply another child. To us, it is the beast. Now let's go get your daughter. I think it's the devil, y'all.
You okay?
Yeah.
That was the direct quote directly from the movie? Holy shit. Oh my god. um this was like a Faulknerian uh I don't need to say this with this many words. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean? Like,
absolutely.
ooh, Steven Spielberg read Faulkner and he was just like, "Oh, I could do the same thing, but a little tiny lady's gonna say it."
It literally could have been like, there's no death, there's ghosts and shit. Carol Ann can help them, but there's a really bad one, so let's go save her.
The door just gets kicked in, and it's Vanilla Ice. He goes, "Hey, there's ghosts and shit. Let's
Let's
go get your
ghosts and shit.
daughter.
Hey, there's a bunch of ghosts and shit. Now let's go get your kid.
I'm gonna appropriate an entire culture." Ah.
Because what they doing to your kid is wickety, wickety, wickety whack. The next shot is a little mini montage of Tangina listing things she needs. Steven states that it's already to go, and Tangina tells Diane to call out to Carol. It doesn't.
Carol.
Carol Ann! It doesn't seem to be working, and Tangina tells her that something is holding Carol Ann back. Many arms, in
Jeez.
fact, and she believes it's safe to. Many arms, in fact, and she believes it's safe, so they need to call out to her quickly and more fiercely. Tangina tells Steven that he needs to threaten Carol Ann with some type of punishment to scare her into answering.
I'm not like that.
No, this feels wrong to him as he's never done any of this kind of thing, but he forces himself to do it in order to get the reaction they need. And another scene, this made me deeply emotional because I've never talked to my kids like that and
Mm,
can't imagine doing it, but have had myself talked to like that. So it
yeah.
was a weird fucking like cycle of like, whoa, in my brain.
It's kind of a cool moment, like for for Steven to like have to grapple with that, you
Absolutely.
know?
That's
And
a
like you
weird.
see,
Good.
and you like see that he's like like it's actually a physical effort of will rather than him just like, "You piece of shit kid." Like a and it would be jarring, especially if Carol Ann hadn't been spoken to like that before. Of course she's going to react emotionally differently to it. It's
Yeah.
kind of a cool idea, but it's just kind of gross to be like, "I'm just gonna give you a whooping." Like, oh no, I don't know. Don't give your kids a whooping. That's awful.
Yeah. It was cool to see him like have to like physically force that out of his mouth. You know, he
Yeah.
was so uncomfortable with it, but he like knew that that would actually scare her, which is also like another thing that goes to show how much of a good dad he is, that character, because if she's that scared because like that's never happened before to where she
Hmm.
can be like, "Oh my God, I'm more scared of what's happening with my dad than this fucking ghost that's chasing me." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tangina says she's safe now, but tells Diane to tell Carol Ann to run towards the light. Dad knows that this isn't true, but Tangina tells her that in order to see her again, she has to lie. Oh, Diane knows this isn't true, but Tangina tells her that in order to see her daughter again, she has to lie to her. Diane does, but then is told to open the bedroom door.
Mm-hmm. And when she does, the only light we see is a struggling one flashing from the closet door. The room is dark except for that brilliant light. Tangina tells the assistant doctor to go downstairs and wait by the wormhole in the ceiling. She takes his tennis ball marked number one and throws it into the closet. It comes through the portal covered in some kind of gook. She
Ooh.
throws in a second ball and it also comes out the other end, and but Tangina is flashed with a brilliant orange light. I know I've said brilliant to describe this light so many times, but I'm not the smartest man, and that's the best way for me to describe what I'm seeing. So don't get mad at me for that.
Every time you have Tangina in the script, all I can hear in the back of my head is, "Oh, Tangina, I love it till the morning comes."
Oh, Tangina.
It's a completely different song.
Oh,
And
no,
it's
I know.
just Zelda Rubinstein dancing with Morris Day in the Time. Is that Morris Day in the Time?
I think so.
Hmm,
It's
I don't know.
definitely wait, no,
It's not Morris Day in the
it's
Time because
not.
Morris
It's
Day wouldn't be caught dead talking like that.
because it starts with what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Oh, oh, Sheila. I can't remember who sings it though. Fuck. That's gonna kill me until I remember. But that's definitely going to be the song that's the background of the cover image when I post it for this episode. Tangina tells Diane to come inside the room and yell into the closet that Carol Ann needs to stay away from the light now. While
Carol
doing,
Ann's like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?
come, am I going? Am I coming? Or am I going? What the
I
fuck?
don't understand. I don't understand. Can you?" It just sounds like Danny DeVito. I don't understand. You tell 1 minute you tell me to come. Next minute you tell me to go. I'm coming. I'm going. There's a beast. There's a thing. I don't understand.
I'm just gonna stand right here.
Ah! I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna sit on my butt, and I'm just gonna wait until somebody tells me what the hell's going on. Jeez.
Fuck all this. While doing this, Steven throws a rope into the closet portal. The other end of the rope comes through the wormhole in the living room. Tangina begins to tie the rope around her waist, saying that she's going to go inside to save Carol Ann. And Diane begs her to let her go do it instead, stating that Tangina has never done anything like this before. It's a brief comedic pause as she says, "You're right," and hands her the rope. Stephen gives Diane one last embrace before she ties herself to the rope and heads into the closet. Jesus, I hope there is some kind of epileptic warning before this fucking movie because this light
Right.
was insane. After Diane wades into the white of the closet, Tangina moves backwards and presses against the wall as she tells the spirits to come into the light. This confuses Stephen as he just told Caroline to stay away from it and he pulls the rope prematurely. When he does, a giant skeletal head comes through the hole, roaring into his face. This rightly terrifies him as he lets go of the rope, causing Diane and Carol Ann to come crashing through the wormhole in the living room, covered in the same gook as the tennis balls.
Oh man, it was really like even though it's kind of a silly effect, it was like very affecting. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
oh my God. I was kind of terrified. It was a really cool like looking puppet though.
And the way that they did them dropping out of the wormhole into the living
Hmm.
room was really awesome. Stephen and the assistant director bring Carol. Stephen and the assistant doctor bring Carol and Diane into the bathtub to clean them off and wake them up. Stephen gently and quietly wipes them off as they slowly wake. All is safe and everything is back to normal. And
You
Tianjin
fools.
Tianjina states that this house is clean. And that's our movie. Oh, wait. There's a little epilogue. Sorry. Let me just
just
get.
just a bit. Well, like okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
They're moving out of the house, Zach. Everything's cool.
Yeah, okay.
Steve is
House
more.
is clean. I hope they didn't pay that lady. Miss Miss
Steve,
Rubenstein.
yeah, can you please come over here? I'd like to. Here's my receipt. We have some problems.
You'll find the invoice in the mail. No, I will not.
Yeah, I won't find anything in the mailbox of this fucking house. I'm gonna tell you that because the whole fucking mailbox went away with the house. Spoiler alert. They're moving out of the house now, and Steve is more frantic than everybody else. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that he's about to go quit his job or something like that. There's a nice moment between Steve and Diane as he mouths the words "I love you" to him, and the chemistry between these two is fucking immaculate. I love it. This whole movie, they're just
Yeah.
kissing, making the wonderful little loveys in the camera.
And there's it's so sweet. You know what I mean? Like everything is nice. Like it's such a good counterpoint to the scaries. And it's just
Hmm.
let's go.
The
I love
love, the love feels like real love, so like the horror is like just as sweet. It's really cool. It's great. Due to the extreme nature of what's happened, Diane is now rocking some white streaks in her hair and decides that she might want to dye them. As Diane gets the bath ready, she tells Carolyn and Robbie to stop bickering and lay down for the night. As Robbie lays down, he notices that creepy ass clown is back.
no.
He goes to
Nope.
throw he goes to throw a blanket over it, but misses it and falls to the floor. But he says, "Fuck it, I'm going to sleep," and lays down anyway.
Robbie should have learned his fucking lesson. This is what I'm talking about.
Burn
Robbie?
that fucking thing,
Yes.
Robbie.
Sir. Sir. He should have seen it and been like, oh hell no. Dive tackle that motherfucking clown. Throw it in the garbage disposal, burn it. Like, this house is clean, bitch.
Mailed it to Zelda Rubinstein.
You see him
Tangina, you
climb to the
forgot
top of the
this.
you see him climb to the top of the roof, holding it above his head, ripping it in half.
Kalima!
And he holds its head. This house is clean.
Oh yeah. We cut back
Robbie's just like fucking Conan the Barbarian.
just ripping its scalp off. Ah.
Tangina,
You
I don't
forgot
know if you're
about this.
listening or not. I would you to help me fight this ghost, but if not, to hell with you. You said
You
the house was clean. It was not clean. There's a creepy fucking clown. There's a clown. Ugh.
You left it here. You should have taken it with you. You said it's clean, but you left a mess. You fucking liar. You little liar lady.
Robbie runs up, grabs the clown, kicks it in the stomach, gives it the stone cold stunner. And he's like, ah! Ah!
Bro.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna find that beast and I'm gonna stump a mud hole in it and walk it dry. Like, Bobby, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't understand, but your kids are gonna love it.
Guess you guys ain't ready for that yet. You guys aren't ready for Degeneration X. Uh, we cut back to the bathroom as Diane lays in the tub. Ebuzz the dog lays and watches in the room. The bathroom seems to fill with more and more steam and fog as we jump back to the bedroom to see Robbie sleeping as a loud thump is heard in the room. He checks over to see where the clown is and it's gone.
Nope,
Aliens over the side.
nope,
As he leans over the
nope,
side of his bed, he
no.
sees nothing. He leans over the other side and again nothing. But when he leans back up on the bed, an evil, demented version of the clown is there and wraps his legs around him and around his neck and pulls him under the bed.
Oh my god, no. This that nothing else in this, like I got a couple like cold shivers from this movie,
Uh-huh.
but like that I was like, "Oh fuck no." I was so like I actually got scared by it.
The clown, like this creepy version of the clown.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Oh,"
yeah. That's gross.
cuz you knew the whole time. You know as well as I do. That clown's going to get fucking creepy.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh no. Oh no.
Well,
Kill
the
it.
way I like how they slightly altered the face because you weren't really expecting that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In the other room, Diane brushes her newly dyed hair. She lays upon her bed as she then hears Robbie begin to scream. She tries to get up, but some kind of force slams her back onto the bed repeatedly, attempting to lift her nightgown, which was really fucking weird.
Oh no. Yeah, yeesh.
She's then thrown about the room as she flies up the wall and across the ceiling. And in Robbie's room, he's taking complete control over the clown and is ripping it apart. He's beating the
Yeah.
shit out of this clown. The closet door opens again as more of the light begins to fill the room, freezing Carol Ann in fear. Diane attempts to go to the bedroom, but spectral hands pull her away. Robbie tries to escape, but some kind of tendrils have come out of the door and locked itself to the wall. Outside the bedroom door, a giant apparition in the shape of some kind of skeletal formation barks at and lunges at Diane. And this was use of a practical puppet, and it's downright fucking awesome.
Oh, it's excellent stuff. Excellent stuff.
Diane is throwing down the stairs when she's Diane is thrown down the stairs when she tries to regain her balance and tries to go up and she's electrocuted by the railings. She then tries to run out the front door for help and is electrocuted again and is sent flying across the home.
She takes some fucking bumps, dude. She gets flung around like crazy.
Yeah. Inside the bedroom, the closet door explodes open as Carol Ann quietly states, "No more." Outside, Mom has run towards the neighbor's home in the middle of the thunderstorm to get help. As she attempts to climb the fence, she slips into the hole where the pool is being built. It's impossible for her to climb out as she slips and falls into the slope of mud. Once in the water, a skeletal figure floats up to the top, popping her in the head. Behind her, another floats up and poops her in the nose. And boops her, whoops. Behind her, another floats up and boops her in the nose. She climbs to the edge of the hole and begins to pull herself up as a rectangular object shoots up from the ground. It reveals itself to be a coffin as it pops open and the corpse of a lady falls out. Diane tries to climb
Oh
out of
my
the pool
god.
bowl, but it accidentally slides back in and is greeted with more and more corpses floating to the top.
Hey Donovan.
Yeah,
Um, how do bone work?
they float.
I mean, they do bone float?
Do
Like
both float?
like it is a real thing that sometimes in intense thunderstorms and like heavy rain, like stuff that is buried will work its way back out of the ground. But if it's in
Mm-hmm.
the water, the bones are not going to float. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, here's a little fun fact about this scene. Did you know that some of these skeletons were real?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, when they were getting the props together for this, some real skeletons got mixed up with them, and they actually used some real fucking dead people in this scene.
Is that
That's
Is that
real.
real or is that one
No,
of those?
that's 100% real. It's in documentaries and
Hmm.
everything. The crew talked about it and everything. That's real shit.
I don't know.
I'll put it in the
That's
show
that
notes.
seems like
I'll send
that
it to
seems
you.
like some
I know it sounds
fucking
like some
urban
urban
legend
legend
type of
shit,
shit.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, it's real. That's like this movie is supposedly one of the most cursed movies of all time, like right behind The Exorcist. Because the girl that plays Diane, I mean the girl that plays Donna, she got
Hmm.
murdered after they made this movie. Uh
Oh no.
yeah, she was murdered by her boyfriend. Then the girl that
Oh
plays
man, fuck
Carol Ann,
that.
the girl that plays Carol Ann got some kind of disease and died while they were making the third movie.
What?
Yeah, so half the third movie is a body double.
Oh
Uh,
my God. Well, thanks. You
it's
just ruined my fucking day. What?
I'm not trying to, man. I'm just telling you, like this movie has some crazy behind the scenes shit that happened with it. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
sad. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's a fucking wild whole thing with this movie.
But they did the thing they were talking about doing in the movie in the actual production.
Yeah, you didn't move the bodies.
Oh, somebody moved the bodies. Now they're
Yeah,
just
not in the
giving
right
Craig T.
place.
Nelson a little kiss. This I actually bark laughed when the corpse fell out of the coffin. I was like, ah, that's so fucking funny. There's another one coming up that's supposed to be really scary, but it's very funny.
Hmm.
Oh my God. I'm like, ah, boo, skeleton jump scare. I'm gonna get you. I'm like, oh God, I don't know you.
As she tries to climb out one last time, she's greeted by the helping hand of Bill, the neighbor. Diane asks the neighbors to help her save the kids, but they don't, and she runs inside alone. When she reaches the top floor, something has happened to the hallway where it's elongated, and they do this with that pull away shot that makes it seem long, but they also
Hmm.
built a longer hallway.
So
So
cool.
it's gives this really drag effect along with it. It's really fucking awesome. She barrels down the hallway into the room and immediately goes flying upward, being pulled towards the hole, which I from here on out will be calling the butthole.
Ew, why? Did it look like a butthole? I
Yeah,
don't remember.
buddy.
Ew, was it puckery?
Yeah, buddy.
Ew.
As Diane and the children do their best to not fly into the butthole, we peer inside the butthole and see it's pulsating and waiting to swallow its victims. The butthole
Give me my
writhes.
friend back, you big sphincter.
The butthole writhes and kegels as Diane attempts to pull the children out of the room.
You're gross.
She grabs a hold of Robbie and he a hold of Carol Ann. A giant tentacle wriggles out of the butthole. Diane
Ew.
screams, God help me! And quickly pulls the two children out of the room.
I felt the same way sometimes, lady. I'm doing buttholes. Like, oh, how
Where
did I
the
come to this?
where did the tentacle come from? Out Oh shit, I almost choked. Outside, Stephen arrives home and sees flashing lights emitting from the windows of his house. The front door begins to slam open and close before he can even enter, and Diane and the children screaming for him to help from inside. All around the home, inside and out, coffins explode from the ground. Stephen's boss is there for some reason. I don't fucking know. I don't remember seeing why or how he got there, but he's there. But Stevie Boy ends up yanking him up and yelling in his face. And one of my favorite lines in all of cinema that I used to yell, and I still yell to this day, annoy the shit out of my family. You left the bodies! You only moved the headstones, but you left the bodies, didn't you? Why? Why?
But he just had to make sure he said it 3 times
Yeah,
so nobody would like mistake the gimmick, right?
I love the way he says, didn't you? You
Didn't you?
left the bodies, didn't you?
You piece of shit. You
Before he,
motherfucker.
Bef-
Fuck those neighbors though.
right, yeah,
Because
everyone
Diane,
is
yeah, Diane's like, my kids are in there, and the guy's like, I gotta go watch Mr. Rogers.
sucks
He's
to
about to go
suck.
to the magical kingdom.
Before he can even get an answer out of his boss, Diane and the children come barreling out of the backyard, being chased by more coffins erupting from the ground.
And this is so, I'm sorry, but this is so silly. They're just like, boo, coffin, boo, coffin. They're just coming out the ground. Like, oh, oh, shit. You thought eventually, like, E-Buzz is going to have to jump across the roofs of the coffins to get to the car. Like,
Right.
this is going to be like a big adventure moment where he's like, bum, ba, da, ba, woofy woof. Yeah.
The floor is lava and shit.
Yeah.
Uh, They pile into the car and Steven looks for his keys. Him doing my little pee pee dance. He's like, "It."
You have
Finally
a
getting.
designated pee pee dance?
I do, dude. I think everyone at work knows it by now because I'm like, I'll be in the middle of the aisle picking paint and I'm like, oh God, I gotta get to the bathroom. Finally getting to the correct key, the family backs out of the driveway, prepared to pull away. But Dana pulls up with her boyfriend and immediately starts freaking the fuck out at the sight of the house.
She loses her fucking shit, dude. Like, you suck, Dana. Dana has been gone. She left, you know,
Hmm.
before like Zelda Ruben Steven got there when the paranormal investigators, like, after she got took a header into the fucking fireplace, she was like, I'm out. And she just comes back after a couple days. Like her performance is wild to me. She's like, oh fuck. Like, oh my,
I
you weren't even here. You didn't even experience the worst of it. Like, why
think
are
she
you
screams
reacting
like,
like this?
right. I think she screams like, Mom! Or something like that.
Yeah.
They convince her to get into the car as they drive out of there like a bat out of hell. Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Meatloaf,
Uh,
bat out of
how do how do reference work?
hell. As they make their way through the neighborhood, absolute chaos is unfolding. Coffins and bodies blowing up and shooting up from the ground, gas lines exploding, power lines falling, the whole shebang.
House shebang.
Steven's boss looks on as the house begins to implode on itself. This is going to be hard to explain to the insurance companies, which is which is like the point of Poltergeist 2, honestly. Is
Oh,
like
really?
they can't find a place to live because the insurance company is like, well, where the fuck is the house?
Hmm.
The storm rages on as the family drives through the night to escape the hellish town that they once lived. They arrive at a dope old school Holiday Inn and they enter their room, closing the door behind them. The door reopens again moments later as Steven slams the TV from the room onto the balcony outside. Slowly, we pull out along the edge of the balcony of the hotel. Lens flare on the windows as the title card, a Steven Spielberg production, comes up. Credits. And that really is the end of our movie.
Oh man, that
Pew, pew,
shot
pew.
as it just pulls back and back and back, and the TV is the focal point of the shot. It's
Hmm.
the center, and everything else around it, the neon sign of the motel, the lens flare, like you said, off the windows, like, oh, it's the shot composition in that final shot was just absolutely gorgeous. And
Hmm.
like, it
There's
was
a
like a
little
nice
joke.
button on the end of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it so much. And then the score comes in. And that's the other thing about this movie we didn't talk about a lot was the score. It's done so well. The happy moments are underlaid so well with like underlined so well with like this just jaunty like chorus filled music. Like it's a choir. It's like la 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 la. And then when it's fucking scary, it's like brr.
Was this a
It's
Jerry Goldsmith?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when they start panning out at the end of that shot with the TV, the little like the happy music starts to come back in again.
Hmm.
It's done so well. But yeah, that's our movie. How did you feel about it, sir?
Oh, this is delightful. I really enjoyed it. Like, thank you so much for sharing this movie with me because I had never seen it. And like,
Hell
oh
yeah.
man, the performances were fun. The scares were scary. The funs were fun. It's just a nice way to do both actually really upsetting things in a horror context and um very sweet family fun at the same time. I
Mhm.
really thought it was wonderful. It was super well shot. There was some of the shot composition again was incredible. Like,
Yeah.
the way the house was built and the sets were designed, it was really cool. I really want to know how they did the effect with the house actually being pulled into a point because it almost it. I mean, it had to be a real. practical effect. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
At
It
one
was.
point, I did know. I remember watching that documentary and like telling people about it. So if you ever want to look it up on YouTube, it's on there. They show how to do it. I think it has
Hmm.
to do with. I think it's similar to how they did the effect in Christine, the car movie, where
Hmm.
they redid her rebuilding itself with vacuuming and stuff like that. I think it's
Yeah.
similar situation. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, I this was just very fun. I don't know why Zelda Rubinstein could legally say this house is clean. Like they could sue her ass. Like what do you mean? They just needed a line for the trailer. You know what I mean?
hmm
They're here. This house is clean. This
You
house
j
is clean, y'all. Oh,
you
good
jamming
lord.
my frequencies.
Do you wonder if like a Southern Baptist preacher came in there and was like dancing around and like slapping his suit coat on the walls and shit? The evangelicals would think it was much more acceptable. Like,
Oh yeah,
oh, you can't,
absolutely.
beast! I say in the name of Jesus. You cannot stand in the name of Jesus. You cannot breathe in the name of Jesus. And I declare this house is clean in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. I blow
So
you out in the name of the Lord. Open the windows. We blow them out the windows. Ah,
from the soles of my feet to the top of my head, I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. I know you know that guy over there knows we all know the name of Jesus. And I'm going to tell you the name of Jesus. Beast, I said right now, come out in the name of the Lord. In the name of the Lord. He's just like spraying olive oil on the walls.
Craig T. Nelson's just sitting there staring at him like, what the fuck is going on? I swear to
He's
God.
fucking sweating his ass off.
Starts wrapping his belt around his fist. She's like, I'm getting this guy out of my fucking house.
There's like seven guys kicking the house from outside. Like, it doesn't work that way, you guys. Y'all just go home now. I can handle this myself with the help of Jesus, so you know. Yes. Ow, a praise the Lord.
Yeah. That would have been a
Oh,
whole different route to go with this movie. That would have been actually pretty amazing. Someone should do a comedy like that. That'd be
that'd be
pretty fucking
so
great.
fucking, dude. You know how hard that would get just destroyed by these people.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like it's too real, where they can't really
Yeah.
criticize it, or they'd be like admitting to things.
And then the evangelical preacher gets the old Captain Rhodes. You know what I mean? By ghosts. He has to do the Joe Pilato, like Joe Gada.
Mhm.
Ah, that would be so cool.
Shit, man, that'd be rad.
I don't know. This is such a good movie.
Yeah,
Like I understand. I kind of actually do understand why like parents would say, "Oh, you can't watch," because like to watch this as a kid would probably be very freaky. But
yeah, no, for sure. I'm not gonna watch this with my kids for a little while. My oldest, I'll probably watch it with him for sure, but my youngest, no. I watched this when I was about like between 7 and 9. I watched this,
mhm. Oh no.
and it was yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I remember really enjoying it. The second one is one of my all-time favorite movies, which I know we'll end up
Mhm.
talking on in a Patreon episode, or hopefully we'll get to talk about it in a real episode one day, because that is
Maybe.
legitimately one of my top five favorite movies.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I'm glad we got to talk about this. I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad we discussed it. And I'm glad we're sharing it with people that probably didn't get to
Yeah.
see it before this. And if they got to see it now, then hell yeah, guys. Thank you for being here with us. I hope you enjoyed this and it wasn't too grueling. I always get nervous when I write the scripts because I feel like I'm not the best with words. So I get a little silly and I make pee and poop jokes.
If you're new here, thank you for joining us and thank you for hanging out. Um, Come join us next time we talk about Willow.
Oh shit,
I,
Willow.
we need,
Kaya!
yeah, we need some swords. We need some swords over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna get some little dudes with some swords up in this bitch
Yeah.
with some
We
fucking superhero wands.
we need some fantasy violence. And what better to talk about fantasy than, um the great legendary Warwick Davis.
And Mad fucking Mardigan, you
You got your Mad
dude.
Mardigans.
Got a
You
Maddie
got your
Mods.
you got your swords.
That's
I don't
all
know.
we need. That's all you need. What else do you need when you got Warwick Davies and fucking Matty Mutz?
Matty Mods, my boy over here. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing Willow next week, and I think we're gonna have a guest. So if you like what you heard, give us a review on Apple Podcast. It really does help. There are none, even though we know we have a bunch of new people that came to visit us, and no one left us a review. God damn it!
You guys are mean.
So yeah, leave us a review, join us, and we're gonna be starting Patreon soon, and there's gonna be some tears and some fears, and everybody wants to rule the world. And fuck you, Donovan, don't make that face. So come
Oh,
join us next week.
I was falling head over heels.
Let's go head over heels. I have no high range. um
I want
Talk
you to
about the weather.
better. I want you to be with you alone.
And talk about the weather.
Talk about the weather.
That's the Scott Stapp version. Like how do you speak, sir?
And talk about the weather.
Talk about the weather. With our so come join us next week as we are talk about a great movie called Willow and swords and dragons and monsters and shit. Who doesn't like swords and stuff?
The devil. And thank you to the band Mustard Plug for letting us use their song Vampires, our intro and outro.
And you could catch us on Instagram at jesus.stole and on Gmail at jesusstolemovies at gmail.com. Until next time, listen to more ska.
And don't let Jesus steal anything from you. Get that shit back.
Get that shit back!
Do you know why I say hey there every episode?
No.
That's what Face from Nick Jr. used to say.
Hey there, Face here.
Yep. Hey there, Face here.
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Yes, you
bro.
are. Hello, Face. Like
Now I'm just imagining a creepy child watching that and like, hello, Face. Yes, you are here. You're here with me.
I've been plagued with many emotions, Mr. Face. Is it Mr. or Ms.? I don't want to presume. Like a child like spins around very slowly, and it's just like a kid, but they have a Bond villain voice.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was picturing. Like half-eyed, you know? Hello.
It's Mr. Face.
Hello, Mr. Face.
Mr. Face, it's been a long, long time since last we met. He turns around. Hello, Mr. Face. Once more we find ourselves at cross purposes.
What have you come for today to tell me the clues of the blue boy? Perhaps.
He told you lies, he cast a spell, taught you to hate and you did it well. And now you wonder why there's nothing left. You should have noticed that